Is this the best budget roof rack for your Tacoma? Let's find out. Hey guys, welcome to this episode. I got an awesome unboxing and installation to show you guys. Hooke Road sent me this roof rack to review, take a look out, and show you guys what I think. So we're gonna unbox this, throw it on the truck, and you're gonna come with me. So the first step of this is obviously gonna be to unbox this. So let's do that. Boom, we just got it unboxed. I'm gonna bring you guys a little bit closer to show you what we had in the box. Come over here.
Looks like a box of bolts. I have not opened those yet. Some spacers under that little bag right there. We have that back part, which is the back part of the roof rack. Let me step down here. We have the side pieces here, which have these cool little mountain symbols on there. They look pretty sweet. Now everything is textured with this cool paint. I don't know if you can really tell in the video, but it's a really nice textured paint. We have the middle crossbars here. We have the C-channel thing. I think that's going to be for the light bar. I have not looked at the directions yet. Then we have the wind deflector here. I'm going to go ahead and throw this together and see how it looks. All right, looking at the directions here, you don't need many tools. All you need is a 4mm and a 6mm hex bit and a drive socket wrench. We have all that. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting this together. I wanted to give you a quick overview using the phone camera. Look at my dog, he's awesome. We're gonna throw this together. We have all the needed parts. I checked, verified with that. Probably always wanna do that before you start putting stuff together. So what we did here is we got this C-channel thing bolted onto the front of the wind visor, wind deflector, whatever you want to call this. That's going to hold the light bar when we get a chance to do that. Crossbars are now on. We're gonna do front and back, and we should be good to go to throw this on. We just got the crossbars put on, the front and the back little diffuser thing. Now we're gonna go ahead and glue on the bottom. That's what the direction says. We got these little mats to glue onto these bottom pieces. Then we're gonna get ready to throw that on the roof. Pretty easy install. When I'm cold, I'm gonna go put my jacket on. Here are the mats that we're getting ready to glue on to these points right here. I did want to point out that this is 3M adhesive, so that's pretty awesome. There are the mats installed. I'm pretty sure this is to help with vibration, so cool feature. I don't know if all roof racks come with that, but nice that they did that. On the roof here, we got the weather stripping removed. If you look here in the Tacoma, the little bolts for the roof rack are going to be underneath this piece of tape here. You're going to have to peel up.
The plastic stripping.
Okay.
And then feel the hole. They got this thing, put that in there and just twist it. And then just the hole becomes available. That way you still have the rubber down there, and this will stick to that rubber without moving.
Nice. And these are the spacers that come with the roof rack. They have front left, and you can see it on there. I don't know if you can see it. It's on the inside, but underneath. But they're all marked correctly. This is it installed. Now, a lot of people and I see pictures of this roof rack and other roof racks like this, they just take the weather stripping out. I don't like the way that looks. So what we did is we marked the weather stripping here, and then we cut it. So we still maintain that stock look. I recommend doing it that way just because it looks better. I did just want to show you guys how I'm popping this out. I just grabbed this little plastic thing I have, come in here like this and just pop it out. Takes a little bit of effort, but pretty easy. I already did it, so that's why it came out that easy. And then you can just pull it the whole way off. So we were using a razor blade to cut the weather stripping, but it turns out garden snipper for branches, much better. We're doing a test fit here. We got everything more or less lined up, but the problem is, so this back piece here, I did have it a bit too tight, but we loosened this up. We moved it back as much as we can. But if you look here, it is very close and was touching that, and it was causing me not to be able to get the bolts lined up, and it's still making contact even though we moved it out as much as we could. So I'm concerned about that, with it vibrating a little bit and possibly causing some issues with the antenna. So I think I'm going to cut a little bit of this off here and see where we stand there, just to make me more comfortable.
Now in trench chart, I don't know if everybody's going to be the same or not. His antenna in the back is going to have to go a little bit deeper into this for this to get the holes to line up. We got it marked out, just a little bit of a notch. I'll probably go a little deeper than I should. It's going to take some structural integrity out of this, but we're already in this thing and there ain't no quitting now.
We just got that installed on the top of the truck. Now, if you saw in that couple clips, we did have to grind a little bit off of that roof rack. I'm gonna go into more detail, but I want to let you guys know we did get that installed. Took us a little bit longer than anticipated, just because I like everything to be perfect. So we were measuring and making sure everything was, you know, perfectly centered. But it's installed. I'm going to test it out for a few days here, and then I'm going to continue this review and check it out even further. But as of right now, I'm happy with the build quality of it. I wish I didn't have to grind off that back part, but it was just touching that rear antenna more than I wanted it to. I don't know if they all do that or if it's just mine, a one-off. But it does look pretty cool up there. I do have a light bar. We're going to do another video on putting a light bar on this as well. I couldn't get to that. And it's dark, as you can tell. I ran out of daylight. Where I live, it gets dark very quick right now. It got dark by 5. It's 6 right now. So we've been working in the dark for a little bit of time, but all done. I will keep you guys updated and see you in a little bit. Well, see you tomorrow when it's daytime out. All right, guys, it's been a few days now. I've been testing out the roof rack, making sure it is good to go. I've been driving around. I took a little bit of off-road trail yesterday. Enjoyed some Thanksgiving as well. So I've had a good chance to really test this out and get my opinion after the install. I am going to bring you guys a little bit closer on the phone here, show you guys the fitment on this, letting you guys know how that looks. I think it looks great, and I'm really happy with it, to be honest with you. We did have those small issues with the fitment on the rear antenna. Now, I did get a hold of Hooke Off-Road about that small fitment issue we had with the rear antenna. They got a hold of their R&D department and also their QC department, and they're getting that resolved as soon as possible and making sure it's not on more than one unit. So that made me happy. I was a little bit nervous about promoting this if the fitment isn't going to be perfect, but it's really not a big deal either way. Keep in mind, this is a budget rack. I'm gonna go over the specs right now. You get this rack for $399. So right there alone, there's gonna be some things you're gonna have to sacrifice. And if that's a small little fitment issue, I'm more than okay with promoting and accepting that for that price. I mean, that is significantly cheaper than any other rack on the market. This one provides all the things that I was looking for. So on that spectrum right there, that's a win-win in my book. You know, we're all about the budget here, so if I can achieve what I want to do at the lowest possible cost, I'm about it. And this comes in at $399. The powder coat on it is fantastic. It's a nice thick textured coat. It has all the necessary brackets I need. I can put a light bar in there, and that's coming. And all in all, it looks fantastic. Now we're going to strap some boxes up there just to give it a little test. I have not strapped anything up there. I'm sure it's going to be fine, but I want to show you guys what that looks like. Now the big plan with this is I'm gonna put a solar panel on one side and then some kind of ruggedized box to hold a lot of my gear on the other side. That's the plan. I don't have that equipment here right now, but as this build progresses, that's what's going to go on top of this rack. This rack can hold 400 pounds, so I'm more than comfortable with putting my camp gear up there. This rack also has many different places to tie down my equipment, and it's got 6 crossbars across the top with T slots in between all of those. Sorry about that. It is hunting season where I live right now, so you're gonna hear that a little bit in this video. But back to the roof rack. I'm pretty happy with this. Let's bring you guys closer to show you how clean this install is. As you can see, we're here a little bit closer. I do still have the weather stripping installed down there. Looks pretty good up here at the front. Good fitment there. Still got this piece of weather stripping right there as well. Sorry, there's another gunshot. These are those crossbars I was telling you about with the mounting system. Now these aren't typical crossbars, as you can see. These are specifically for this roof rack, because you can usually see another T-slot right here on some of the other models. This one only has 2 on top. Not a big deal. I would have liked to see them on the front right here, only for a different way to mount a light bar. We do have this way under here to mount a light bar as well. Very clean looking from the top up here. You can see that weather stripping really well. I personally think you should do it the way I did and cut the weather stripping versus just taking the whole strip out. It is up to you. It doesn't really matter. It's just a look thing, but it looks very clean doing it my way. But at the end of the day, it's your truck, so it's up to you. Now let's look back here where I had the fitment issue. See that tiny piece I took off? Now it did fit on here without having to do that, but it kind of moved it forward a little bit, and it was just touching a little bit too much. So I did not want to deal with that. It was a lot easier to get lined up as well with that small cut I made. So I did reach out to them, and they are looking into that and making sure there's not a bigger issue going on. But for $3.99, you're gonna have to make some sacrifices, and if that's the one sacrifice you have to make, I think it's well worth to have a nice rack on the roof of your truck versus the other brands that are charging $1,000, $600, $1,300. You know, the prices are kind of all over the place and can get pretty high on these racks. On to my final review of the Hooke Road roof rack. Now these guys make 3 different racks for the Tacoma, and this one has got to be the best looking in my opinion. It's got the typical light bar design that allows you to mount whatever you want up there and have a sleek look. We're going to be doing that once my mounts come for my light bar, and we're going to do a review on the light bar as well. But it looks great, so it's getting a 10 out of 10 for looks. Functionality, it has all the functions I'm looking for in a roof rack, and we're going to be really implementing those later on in our camping trip videos, so stay tuned for that. I'm gonna strap something up on there though real quick just to show you guys.
I went ahead and threw my camp tote on the roof rack of this. Now this isn't gonna be a permanent option, but gives me some extra room in the bed of my truck.
Next, I do have to mark off a couple points because of that fitment issue. So fitment's gonna get about a 7 or a 6 out of 10. Not too bad for the price. That's very acceptable, and it did go on very easy. The build quality, the directions all get a 10 out of 10. The install was pretty easy. You only needed 2 tools, so that's a 10 out of 10. So all in all, I feel confident supporting this company and really getting their name out there, because this is a pretty awesome product for the price. I will have a link in the description if you're interested. A big shout out to Hooke Road for sending me out this roof rack. I'm a big fan of it. It looks awesome. Can't wait to take it out on some more adventures and really stack up some gear on there. Thank you guys for watching.
We are the best choice for changing your Jeep.